Hello everyone, my greetings to one and all. This is the fourth session on demand analysis. In the previous session, you have learned about complementary goods and demand. I am Poonam Vohra from Microeconomics Learning Center. This session focuses on the income of the consumer and its impact on demand for normal goods. So let's begin. Income of the consumer also affects demand for a commodity. When we talk about income of the consumer, it actually means disposable income. Here, a distinction is made between a normal good and an inferior good. And this distinction is not based on the quality of the good, but on the basis of likings and dislikings for the good that develop with change in income levels. A consumer who likes a good when his income was low may not like it when his income is high. Hence, a normal good is one whose demand tends to increase with increase in income and vice versa, like fine cotton cloth, whereas an inferior good is one whose demand tends to fall with increase in income and vice versa, like coarse cotton cloth. Let us try to understand the impact of changes in income on the demand for normal good with the help of a numerical example as well as its diagrammatic presentation. Normal good taken here is woolen scarf. Price of the scarf and demand of scarves are given with different income levels. Let's understand. Price of the scarf remains same whatever may be the income, that is varying from 60 to 80 to 120 to 150. If income of the consumer is rupees 30,000, the consumer buys 75 units when price is 60 per unit. 60 units are purchased when price increases to 80 per unit. 45 units are purchased when price is 120 per unit. 30 units are purchased when price is 150 per unit. This shows that as the price rises, demand for scarves go on falling. This can be shown diagrammatically. And for that, quantity demanded of scarves is taken on x-axis, price of scarves on y-axis. By plotting these points, one gets a curve which is downward sloping, demand curve. Now, when income rises to 45,000, now let's see what happens to the demand. Price is 60 per unit, demand is 90 units. Price rises to 80 per unit, quantity demanded falls to 75 per unit. Price rises to 120, quantity demanded further falls to 60. Price further rises to 150, quantity demanded further falls to 40. Here also one notices the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, but one can also observe that with increase in income from 30,000 to 45,000, there has been an increase in quantity demanded in each case. From 75 to 90, from 60 to 75, from 45 to 60 and from 30 to 40 units with respective changes in prices. So when price and new quantity demanded are plotted, you get a curve which is downward sloping, of course, but it is towards the right of the previous curve. Now let's suppose income of the consumer falls to 20,000. Price remains the same, Let's have a look at the demand for scarves. At price 60, quantity demanded is 60. Price rises to 80, quantity demanded falls to 45. Price rises to 120, quantity demanded further falls to 30. Price rises to 150, quantity demanded further falls to 15. So one can notice that with fall in income from 45,000 to 20,000, quantity demanded has also fallen in each case. But looking at the price and demand, there still exists the inverse relationship. As price rises, quantity demanded falls. So this means that by plotting these points with the same prices, demand curve will be downward sloping, but it will shift towards its left. So that shows that with rise in income, demand for normal good rises and demand curve shifts towards right and vice versa. Hence, there exists direct relation between income and demand for normal good. Now assess yourself and fill in the blank. A good can be considered a normal good if an increase in income of the consumer causes dash in demand for the given good. Option A, increase, B, decrease, C, no change, and D, less than proportionate increase. Please check your answer. The correct answer is option A. A good can be considered a normal good if an increase in income of the consumer causes an increase in demand for the given good. I hope you have understood the impact of changes in income of the consumer on the demand for normal good. With this, the session comes to an end. The next session focuses on impact of changes in income on the demand for inferior good. Till then, keep reading, keep learning.